Yeah, sweet. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Happy Campers of Victim Mentality. Before we begin, or actually we're going to begin with a quote. This is the first quote I have written down here. I believe that there's no improvement if you have an inferiority complex and victim mentality. There is no improvement if you have one of those.
Absolutely not.
What do you think about that?
I agree. When you're sitting there and you're blaming everyone else for your piss poor decisions in life, you're not going to be able to fix yourself. You need to, like we always say in all of our recent podcasts, self accountability goes huge. You got to start saying I need to do this different. I need to stop blaming others. I did this wrong. This was my choice.
Oh, okay. You're already jumping the gun. You're already going to start replacing you with I.
Well, Marsh, I'm telling you, I don't know. I like that. I like that a lot.
Hey, but I agree with you though, man. Start replacing you with I. It's not your fault. You are not the reason I haven't gotten to where I want to get. You are not the reason why I am not who I am. I am the reason I am not where I want to be. I am the reason I am not who I want to be yet. It's with you. So it goes back to all of our podcasts we ever talked about. Self-accountability, self-reflection, holding yourself accountable, holding yourself to the standard that you want to be. No one else is to freaking blame for who you want to be, man. It's your freaking life. I don't care what you want to say about it, bro. Teachers can't cheat you, man. If you get an A, you get an A. If you get a B, you get a B. Yep. They don't have a different code like, oh, it's supposed to be A. I hate this Dawson dude. Screw this guy. I'm going to mark it should have been C. That's not how it works, buddy.
Nope.
The teachers, how they grade your exams, me and Brandon Abrahamson just talked about it, and this is episode 18? Yeah, it was last episode. Episode 17 about loneliness and cheating and test. Teachers, how they grade your test are just like how whatever figure you believe in, God, whatever it is, the thing bigger than you, that is how they grade your life, bro. It's objective. If you cheat your way through, you're going to fail. It's just how it is. And if you're the one sitting there blaming everybody else, you're going to fail. You have to take accountability for what parts you got wrong. And life will show you what you got wrong. And the only way you will be able to see life's responses on how you got wrong, right? The teacher says it was supposed to be B, you wrote A. The only way you're going to agree with that is if you go, all right, you're right, teach. It was supposed to be B, I put A, that's on me, B. All right, let me go study that. All right, now I'll never forget that. But if you're sitting there, you're like, F this goddamn teacher. She don't know shit. It's supposed to be A. And you just argue A over and over and over again. The only reason I got this one wrong is this teacher. You'll never, ever, ever even be open to the door of new possibilities because you just sit there and blame it on everybody else. But that's that teacher's fault. The only reason I freaking failed was that teacher's fault.
You just gotta be teachable too.
Teachable.
Yep.
Teachable.
Doesn't matter what age, how long they've been doing it, how long you've been doing it, or how much you think you know about something, be teachable.
Be teachable.
Always be willing to learn.
Willing to learn. Yeah, there's one episode I want to have about self-education, and it doesn't have to do with being super fancy or anything else like that. It can be literally just as much as skill development, man. Developing your skills, listening to your boss, listening to someone who knows a little bit more than you, man. Yeah, they may not be the coolest guy in the world. You may look down on them even when you punch out. Even when you punch out, you may look down at them like, that guy doesn't have much to know. But guess what? When you punched in, he's been there a lot longer than you. He knows the system more, and absolutely, he's in charge. Why don't you listen to him and shut the hell up? Be teachable and learn something. Victim mentality, blaming others for their mistakes and downfalls. It also goes along with this sense of entitlement that millennials like you and I, and then Gen Zs, who are the people a little bit younger than us, have adopted this type of mindset, this sense of entitlement. We literally talked about it in our last episode about accountability, I believe. I don't think we talked about it in introvert and extrovert. We talked about accountability, and we talked about how so many people that we know are sons of businesses, and they believe they can just slowly wipe on that stucco, or they can just carry one bag of cement every day, or they can just sit there and never weed whip and just complain their ass off because they know in 20 years the business will be handed to them and it'll be their turn to be the boss.
Absolutely.
This sense of entitlement. I am in charge. I deserve more. I am better than you. I deserve everything. I should be able to go home and get drunk, eat all the food I want, spend all my money, and still win.
Yep.
The sense of entitlement.
It's crazy that it says millennials and Gen Zs have adopted this mindset. Do you think that's because of like baby boomers and older generations kind of were raised more upon like a rugged mindset? Like just get it done. Just get your shit done. Provide. Especially for like a male mindset. You know, you got to provide for the household. You got to make sure they have everything their needs and are covered, and they have everything they need, I should say. Do you think that's why that is, or why do you think us millennials and Gen Zs have adopted this mindset?
I think because of baby boomers and whoever were before them, there was honestly a 1-to-1 ratio people to jobs, or even less. It was like 1 to 2, one person to 2 jobs going on. There was the Industrial Revolution. There was a bunch of booms going on. The World War II people were coming back. There were so many things for people to do. There were not enough people to do it. Now, it's exactly the reverse. It's 2 people to every 1 job. So there's not that many jobs going around. I know I hate to say this because I'm one who does this, but how many people have we seen, or do we rely on and love, that have made their money by making videos? I'm sitting in my basement right now doing a podcast, and I love it. I love it great. I know I'm being hypocritical in this, and I want to try to get it best I can, but like, they sit there and they're making freaking videos about, I'm a beauty guru. You see me? You see me? Look at my eyes. Yeah, they're making millions of dollars up being a beauty guru.
Or even clickbait, you know.
What the hell does the world need a beauty guru for? Back then, everybody got up. You had shit to do. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. So, going back, you had X, Y, Z. The reason I'm saying yes, I believe it's that. I believe it's the fact that everyone had a freaking job to do. There wasn't no social media that had made everything complicated. You got up, you did your job. Was it sewing? Was it cooking? Was it cleaning? Was it building the trucks? Was it feeling every shit? Was it digging holes? Whatever it was, you had your job. You get up and you do your goddamn job. You come back around 5 p.m. We'll see you in a bit.
Pretty much, yeah. I work with an older gentleman, super nice guy, but he's still in that same mindset. His phone stays in his lunchbox all day. He just, gets to work. I can tell he'll be having a bad day, or he's ready to go home, and I'm like, long day, huh? You ready to go home? He's like, I'm just here to work. It's my job. And they just have that mindset, and they just, it's work, Mm-hmm. And he just goes home and does the same, routine usually as the rest of the week.
And now I'm not saying that's anything superior, that's anything to brag about. I'm just saying that's how it was. I'm just saying whatever is going on right now with everyone. Literally, some kids we know dropped out of college. I know some kids moving cement and doing their concrete thing, and they really think they're entitled to something. They think within 15 years, within 5 years, they're gonna be making hundreds of $1,000s a year. They think, I don't know if they. You know what's funny? Before we cut that off. You know what's funny about a lot of people we know? A lot of people we know are white Republicans in central Minnesota. So you can kind of stereotype what they are, but we're not going to stereotype here. But they sit here and they complain about everybody on the left, and they complain about all the Democrats, thinking, "Oh, really?" And no one, I don't know, if you're not around here, you don't know about the Somalians or whatnot. But the refugees, if you have refugees anywhere you are, we know what the American government does for refugees. And they're sitting there complaining about the refugees and what all the refugees get, blah 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 blah. And they'll sit there, and winter will come, and they'll sit there and collect unemployment. Oh, I can't go get another job. I'm just collecting unemployment. They laid me off. I'm like, why can't you go get another job? There are plenty of places that need people to bag groceries. There are plenty of places that need people to shovel. There are plenty of places that people need to clean their houses. Oh, well, they don't pay as good as unemployment do. You are literally doing the exact freaking shit that you say refugees get to collect. They get to sit around and do nothing, even though I don't know much about that, but I'm just saying what they complain about. They sit there and complain about the refugees sitting there doing nothing, and that they're complaining and they're picking up stuff. They get brand new cars and get paid all this blah, 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 X, Y, Z. And when winter comes, they do the exact same thing. Oh, I should be the one collecting unemployment. I should be the one getting $18 an hour sitting in my basement as I'm playing video games, drinking booze all winter long. What? I don't know what's going on here. Whatever you want us. Hey, man, we're not talking about what it does, what it do. We're just talking about how the people who complain about that shit, and then yet they do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
People are hypocrites though too.
It's kind of like one of them things you just gotta wake up, go to your job, and just kind of keep to yourself. Because I mean, if you complain, you could be labeled as a hypocrite. It's just one of them things. A job's a job. You just got to support and provide for yourself. So.
And I got no problem with the people who work construction, they have a trustworthy job, and if there's a bunch of other rules and regulations, if they were to leave their job during the winter, they couldn't get that job, come back, whatever that freaking bullshit is. If they're sitting there in their basement and they're collecting unemployment or whatever they're doing, I have no problem with that. It's the guys who during the entire spring and summer, they're working their ass off, complain about everyone else sitting around collecting free money. And then when it comes to winter, they do the exact same thing. You cannot do that. Don't complain, you fucking piece of shit. Now you're making me annoyed because you're sitting there complaining. But the people who come there, they're just like, yeah, we work 70 hours a week in there in the summer and spring, no big deal. And then winter comes, they sit around their booty. I don't care. They didn't say a goddamn word.
They knew that they put the time and hours in the hard work.
They didn't say a word.
So now they're just enjoying their time off.
Exactly. I got a buddy, really good friend of mine, him and his dad, used to live really close to me. And yeah, he's a good guy, and that's what they do. They collect on it. Well, his dad works a little bit more, but because he's got, small one-on-one jobs. But anyway, he sits around in the winter and collects unemployment, but he does what he can do, and he doesn't complain about shit. He doesn't sit there during June and say, "Oh, these refugees are sitting at home right now as I'm flipping my balls off and getting bit up by mosquitoes. Those refugees are sitting at home collecting money. I'm entitled to all that shit too." No, you're not. You're not a victim.
Right? He knows it's coming.
He knows it's coming. God damn, man. Being with the victim, I want to read. This is my best quote that I have on here. Or not my best quote, it's my favorite quote. Abandon the idea that you will forever be the victims of the things that have happened to you. Choose to be the victor.
Abandon the idea that yeah.
Choose to be the victor.
So pretty much like be victorious within yourself and just start just saying I and stop being the victim.
And when I get all that is, no matter, if everything that goes and happens to your life, it's all against you. And it really is so unfair. Choose the path that you can win, no matter what it is. So you work this is hypothetical. You work all spring, fall, and summer long, and the winter comes and you can't work no more because you're a construction man. But the government won't pay you. Unemployment. Get up. Go get a goddamn job. Don't sit around sitting there saying, well, fuck the government. For the next 5 months, I'm making $0 a week. I'm just sitting around. Screw them. It's all their fault. They're fucking bullshit. They're bullshit. And then sit there, spend all your money away on booze, spend all your money away on food. No! Get up and go get that job, whatever job it is. Screw them.
Right.
Screw the government that they're being unfair to you. Or whatever it is, man. Screw them that they're being unfair to you. Go up there and go attack. You had somebody, you were working at a job for 6 months. Somebody came in for a month. They're not working any harder than you. The boss just likes them a lot more, man. Or the boss just hates you. Whatever it is, whatever way you see it is. And the boss gives them a raise, gives them a promotion, and not you. Overlooks you once again. Do not sit there and blame the boss.
Keep grinding.
Do not sit there and blame the world. Keep grinding. Keep your head up, but put your head down. Keep your hood down and get to work.
And I mean, I don't know how to really word this or explain it. Even in some circumstances, if you are the victim, just be the bigger person of the situation and know within yourself, I'm the victim in the situation. But don't change your mentality. Don't change your outlook. Just keep grinding. Keep being the best version of yourself. And more than likely, the situation will be in your favor in the long run.
Damn straight. Keep grinding. Like you said, even if it is all against you, you're the victim in that scenario, man. Don't play the card. It will never be in your favor. It just won't.
Yep.
Because then they'll sit there and be like, that guy just complained. I was going to give him a promotion. He didn't know that. And just 2 more months, I was going to give him a promotion, but he just sat there and whined for the last 2 months. So I let him go. Man up and just take it. And I promise you, if you just take that beating, whatever it is, man, embrace the suffering, embrace the suckiness, embrace the pain. Keep pushing through, keep grinding, man. Oh my God, there would be so much positives on that side. There just has to be, man.
Yeah, and I mean, sitting there in your own pity and sorrow and playing the victim card is not going to get you a better career path, not going to get you a better future. It's not going to help you at all. Just stop playing the victim card. Get the fuck up. Go out there. You don't like your job? Change your job. Go find a different job. You're not getting paid enough? Go find a different job that's going to pay you better. Or it has a better future for raises. It's just... Stop sitting there being a victim, because guess what? It's already miserable. The situation's already miserable, and now you're just going to make it even more miserable sitting there and playing the victim.
And if you cannot change your job, change your mindset. Change the way you're thinking about it. And I hate that I'm saying you and you and you. You know, this is a diary of my life. This is me writing down in my diary about myself, right? So I'm talking in third person to Marshall and anyone else who happens to hear this for, you know, their benefit, for advice. But change the way you're thinking, man. Like, I have never seen anything in this world reward someone who sits and complains about everything.
Yep.
And if you're going to complain, before I move on, if you're going to complain, I've heard this quote. If you are going to complain, you better bring up one or two other solutions for that problem. Otherwise, don't effing complain. So, for example, you're sitting there, going back to that example, you've been there for 6 months, that guy's been there for a month. You've been there for 2 years, that guy's been there for a month. He gets his promotion. You could sit there and complain about that guy getting a promotion, or you could give one or two explanations. You'd be like, I wonder if there are things that I'm doing that the boss thinks is condescending, or he thinks I'm complaining, or if he even thinks I'm slacking. I don't know about that, so let me ask him. You could, one, just ask him and see, what can I do that blank X got a promotion, why can I not get a promotion? What do I have to do to get the promotion that X did? Or two, if you really don't like talking to people, just change your job.
Yeah.
Move on to the next place.
Yeah, and I mean, if say it's they got a raise, you didn't, you've been there longer, just leave. But do it properly. Obviously, put your 2 weeks in or whatnot. Do it properly. And honestly, more times than not, if you are a hard worker and you know that your work ethic is phenomenal, they'll miss you when you're gone.
Damn straight.
And as long as you know that within yourself, whatever. I mean, it's your life. You only got one of them. You sometimes can be a little selfish, I think. And so in that regards, you know, do it properly though, and just move on. And if they try to, as soon as you put your 2 weeks in, if they try to go, oh, well, I was going to talk to you about that. I was going to give you a raise. Actually, what do you do in a circumstance like that? I mean, I don't want to go off the beaten path with this podcast, but I'm just saying, like, what would you do in a situation like that?
Crap. You kind of beat your tongue there. You can't really be like, well, if we're gonna do that, then I might as well stay. You know, but you could though. You could in a polite way. You'd be like, well, I appreciate that. I believe I'm worthy of a raise. Obviously, I have not done enough to fully persuade you of that idea, but obviously you're on the right. You understand that too. So how about this, boss? Let me get back to this next week, and we recap next Friday or whatever the week is from now, whatever it is, and let's talk about this again, because I want to show you that I'm worthy of this. I've been here for 6 months. I feel like I come here, I'm the first one here and the last one to leave, and I feel like I'm really doing my job. No disrespect to you, boss, but I'm here giving my time for your success, for your business. I want to make sure I can get the best out of my time, and I really feel like I'm doing that for you. So, no, I should have came to you. I'm wrong. I should have came to you and expressed my feelings, saying that I am leaving because I feel like I deserve a raise.
Right.
I didn't say that, but I should have said that. I'm sorry, boss. But once you brought it up, it all reflected back to me. So I'm going to apologize once again. That's on me. But let's go back in a week. Let's come back in a week, talk about this, reflect, and I'm going to show you what I can do this next week. I'm going to really show you what I'm worth.
That's a beautiful way to put it. It gives you guys both time to think about the whole situation.
Mm-hmm. In a polite way. In a polite way. You weren't calling anybody or anything else. You know, because at the end of the day, man, if you're not working for yourself, if you're not putting your own business on the line or anything else like that, you are exchanging your time for petty money for someone else's dreams to come true. Sorry, that's just how business works, man. Yeah. I don't care if you don't think about it any differently, man. If you're sitting there working for $17 an hour, that's the funniest thing in the world, man. You're making $25 an hour. You best believe that person owning you is making $100 an hour off your work. That's how business works. Now, I'm not saying they're corrupt or anything. They're taking all the liability. They have all of the assets and all of the equipment under their name. They are putting a lot in their line. They had to go out and sign the papers. They had to go out and get the LLC. They had to go out and make this business a real thing. It took months and years of time to develop the business to what it is. I'm not saying it's unfair. You could not go and do that in one day. But in one day, you can sign an employee slip and start to become an employee to get your thing. But just so you know, don't get it twisted, motherfuckers. Dude, I talk about it all the time. My dad goes, oh, man, we watch Monday Night Football. He goes, oh, man, like, that's so cool. Like, I wish I could go punt the ball and make $1 million. I'm like, I don't. wish I was sitting up in that stand with Jerry Jones making $2 billion off every Sunday night. You think these guys are making their dreams come true by sitting there and playing Monday Night Football? They ain't shit.
You'd be a killer announcer, though.
I appreciate that. Jerry Jones is the one up there.
Yep.
Every time Aaron Rodgers makes a pass and makes $3 million, Jerry Jones is making $30 million. You got to get that stuff right, folks. Understand how business works. And now, trust me, I am a businessman. I love business. I will always be that type of guy. I will never be after these last few jobs, and I graduate college, I will plan to never be an employee ever again. So trust me, I'm on that exact same route. But just don't get twisted, man. So figure it out. So, talk to your boss. Going back to it, that was a little tangent, but going back to it. So, man, I know what my time's worth, and I feel like I've showed you more ability than what you're paying me right now for my time.
Yep.
So let's come back in a week. Let's talk in a week. Let's recap, and let's see what my time is worth then, because I believe it's worth more than it is now. And if you don't think it is by then take this in as one of my 2 weeks, and then after that next week, I believe. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So don't waste more time. Just be like, this right
Beautiful.
Here is 1 week trial, but it's also, if it doesn't work out, it's also one of my 2 weeks, and then I'm out. So
shit, mic drop.
Mike Jot's pretty respectful, though.
Absolutely.
Victim mentality, an acquired personality trait in which a person tends to recognize or consider themselves as a victim of the negative actions of others, and to behave as if this were the case in the face of contrary evidence in such circumstances. An acquired personality trait.
That's a way to put it.
Millennials and Gen Zs.
Yeah, that's a way to put it. Trying to like dumb that last quote down a little bit because it's like extremely
the victor.
Yeah,
the victor one.
Yeah.
Abandon the idea that you will forever be the victim of the things that have happened to you. Choose to be the victor. Let me ask this: first off, you yourself and I myself, we have all played victim mentality once in our lives,
Everyone.
right? Right.
Everyone's guilty of it.
Absolutely. I have blamed people plenty of times for my mistakes.
Yep.
But do you know people, going back to the personality trait, do you know people who have done it more often or very, very often than plenty of other people?
That do it all the time?
All the time.
Absolutely. And so it's kind of funny because I know people that play the victim card and I know people that don't play the victim card. And I want to hang out with people that don't play the victim card more.
Damn straight.
And I see them being more successful than the people that play the victim card. And it's so annoying because like they'll be telling you a story and you can like listen to like say halfway through the story and you're like, oh, I already found a solution to the problem. And then all of a sudden they like twist it and then like blame someone for it and you're like,
what the fuck is going on?
that wasn't in the solution. Like what the fuck? Where did this go?
You're getting this shit twisted.
And so it's just like just hearing that it's like no. I don't know. That's why going back to what you're saying, I kind of like when you said come up with a couple solutions every single time I play the victim card. Because for me now, if I ever try to play the victim card, I can just tell myself, be like, well, I can do this differently. I can do this differently. I, instead of, oh, they did this to me. Why are they doing this to me? It's because of them. And yeah, no, that shit's annoying. I can't stand it.
Even in the fact of, let's go into something stupid. Even in the fact you were walking down the hall, you did something and some people just looked at you and just called you a mean name. Just completely in their wrongdoing and their fault, and you were a complete victim in that act. You probably cannot complain enough and find enough people to get on your side to make something different and happen the next time with those two people.
Yeah.
What you can do is give yourself two solutions. One, all right, I am not going to go down that hall, or I'm going to, because I know what they are. It's high school, so it's structured, So I'm not going to go to that hall around that time because I know those guys will be there, and screw them. Or two, when that happens, you look at them, say something nice, or you look away. You'd be like, that's not very nice, and you look away. Or you look at them and give them a compliment. Make some solutions. Just again, going back to your thing, be the good person, be the bigger person, the better person every single time. This is some stuff I wish I would have done in high school. If I would have done this stuff in high school, I would not have been so petty. And like times that people would talk about my
energy wouldn't have been wasted.
Yes, the times like people talked about my family that I wish I would have stood in. Now I'd be like, I will rip your goddamn throat out if you talk about my parents or my family again. If you say that shit again, I will knock you out. But back then I'd be like, start crying, all the different bullshit. I wish I said
Yeah,
that,
walk away and just get all mad and,
Yeah.
and think about what you could have said in your head
And
instead of
so
actually doing
I should have looked at him and been like, everything okay with you? Are you good?
Yeah.
Why are you making fun of my family? Or,
Right.
Been like, you know what?
Hold them
Please,
accountable.
please don't ever make fun of my family again. They have done nothing to you. Be respectful. Be overly respectful until it comes. And it's always, remember, it's always to a point to when they deserve and nothing no more.
Yep.
So it's the first time I did it. You just say, you know what, man? No, not screw you. Hey, man, are you okay? Everything going good?
Yeah.
You can be condescending a little bit. Like, everything going good?
Yeah, how's your home life? Is your home life good?
Is your home life
structured?
good? Yeah,
Like,
is your dad not being nice to you? Or is your dad making fun of you? Because you
Right.
don't seem to be very nice right now.
Yeah.
No one like this would be, no one having a good home life would be this mean to somebody. So watch yourself, buddy. Whatever you gotta do. Just be the bigger person in that moment and then move on. Give yourself to, if you're gonna take that victim mentality, even when it is entitled, even when it is okay. If you're gonna take that complaint or that victim mentality, give yourself 2 solutions and see how they work out.
Yeah, because, you could be walking down the hall. Someone says, hey, your beard's weird. And I'm just like, no, it's not. And I start crying and I run away. And then I sit there and the rest of my day, I'm like, oh, my day is so bad because they said my beard is weird. Like,
Oh, my beard's
oh,
weird.
God, how they know that I really love my beard a lot to bash my beard. Now my whole day's wrecked. No, like I can look at them and just be like, at least I have a beard. Or be like, yeah, my beard is extremely weird. Like this side's actually worse than this side's longer. And then just keep walking. And they'll be like, this guy just insulted himself worse than I insulted him. Or you can just ignore him, put your headphones on, and just know that you're gonna have a great fucking day because you have that choice. You're the maker of that.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah. Don't waste your time.
Don't waste your time. Before we move on, right there, man, I cannot wait until the Happy Campers starts whatever promotion lines they have. But my beard is weird, or the beard is weird, baby. That is gonna be a T-shirt, man. The beard is weird.
Beard is weird.
My beard is weird. Oh, the beard is weird. I like that.
It's I don't. It kind of brings up like another topic. I know we sometimes rabbit hole, but like I was talking to my mom. I was like, yeah, I've been turning the cheek for like 20 some years. That hasn't got me anywhere in life. And so lately, I have been holding people accountable. I've been calling people out on their bullshit, and I've just been straight up just coming forward and just putting them on the spot. And just it's amazing to see how people react when you do that.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Just like you're saying, how you doing? Is everything okay? Why'd you say that? And what do you mean? Why would you say that? Like, what made you say that? And then they'll just repeat it again, and it's like, well, this conversation is extremely uneducational, and it's a waste of my fucking time.
Over. And so are you.
Have a good day.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
They get red.
Don't waste my time.
And they're really bad. They'll get mad and maybe get physical with you, but they'll get red. They'll put their head down. They'll be embarrassed. Yep. If they're correct, they'll get red and get embarrassed, put their head down. But anyway, they'll get red, and maybe they'll start to charge you if they're just completely insecure and egotistic. But yeah, man, that's true. Call them out. If you feel like you're the victim, man, call them out. Respectfully, man, call them out within one of your conflict resolutions, one of your 2 ideas to conflict your I statements or your you statements. Change it to 2 I statements. Every time you have a you statement, retract that with 2 I statements and figure that out. Take those 2 I statements somewhere before you go back to that you statement.
Damn right.
It's your fault that I'm doing this. I should have done this better. I should have done X. I should have done Z. So do X and do Z before you go back to you again. Yep. Figure those out before you come back to it, man. So we've said a lot so far about start replacing you with I. Right. And then other ways to fix the victim mentality is be kind and compassionate towards others. Understand if you really feel like they're doing that to you, try to put yourself in their shoes. Yeah. Maybe they're doing, exactly, going back to that first one, the hallway ones. Maybe that person has a horrible, maybe their dad just beat them last night.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe their brother is so mean to them, tears them down every day they walk through the door, makes them feel inferior every time they walk through the door. It just destroys them. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So yeah, maybe be compassionate and kind and try to put yourself in their own shoes, and maybe something's going on.
Yeah, so maybe start with I'll sound like the humor thing, just be like, yeah, my beard is kind of weird today. I forgot to brush it. Yeah. I'm like, well, you got a brush? Actually, I can borrow, make it kind of like a little bit better. You want to brush it for me? Like, throw some humor out there, and who knows, you guys might hit it off.
For real, you might hit it off.
Yeah, and you might kick it off.
I like that because you know what? They may be like, oh, bro, here's a brush. I got you, bro.
Yeah, exactly. They whip one out and you're like, oh, this guy actually does.
It really ain't that bad, man. I actually kind of like your beard. Your beard's kind of good. It's just kind of here there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe they're making fun of your beard because they're jealous. But be kind and be compassionate towards others. Explore your mistaken beliefs. Maybe you're mistaken in the way you're thinking to why you think they're doing that.
I was looking at this, and when a person has that victim mentality, I feel like it's extremely hard for someone to explore that mistaken belief. I feel like they need people there to keep like holding them accountable and keep like telling them like, dude, you got to stop doing that. Like, and showing them these other situations and other outcomes. Like, have you ever thought maybe it was you? Maybe it was you, And I feel like that'll help that person change that victim mentality.
You know what? It's wonderful you did that. First off, I thank everyone that's ever came into my life and everyone that's been around me to make me be the way I am. But there has been, plenty of people that maybe you're listening to this and can attest to this. The last 2 apartments I've been at, I have left the lease early. It's because of me. It has never, ever once been because of you or anyone else I live with. It's just as I was explaining before we got on air here.
Yep.
I talked about my dad with it. And I was saying, but Dad, just so you know, all this that's happening, I know this is me. I started all this. This is all what happened to me. These are all reactions to stuff that I did because I am super controlling. I like things to be my way. I'm super introverted, so I don't like people to be around. I'm super low key, so I don't like people to be around. And once again, I'm super early rise, early to bed, so I don't like people being up or late or all the different shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I like to be noisy in the morning because they got shit going on. That's when I wake up. That's normal. You know what I'm saying? I like shit to be my way. I know it's me. So going back to the first time I moved out, I didn't think that at all. I thought it was you. Until I discovered no, you got a mistaken belief here, bud. It's you. The reason you left there is not because X and Y chased you out of there. It's because you are Z and Z skirted. Because you were like, I don't want to be here no more. You know what I'm saying? It's you, buddy.
Yeah.
So once I was able to realize that, I immediately changed it from you to I. I'm like, it's my fault.
Instead of saying like your routines don't line up with mine, my routines don't line up with yours.
Absolutely. I remember once when we were sitting here, it wasn't your podcast, but it was just right before I got to my studio, and it was right before. First off, if you're watching this on the video, welcome to the new Happy Camper studio.
Peep the lighting.
I really hope you enjoy this. Peep the lighting, man. It is scary. I can't even.
If you're listening to it, it looks like we're on Fox 9 News right now.
It does, man. I'm sorry. I can't even look into the camera because those lights are so goddamn bright.
I'm trying to look up, and I'm just like Forrest Whitaker eye,
Forrest Whitaker. But yeah, guys, welcome to the new Happy Camper studio. Anyway, I got to the studio one day, and it was kind of in the transition of me moving out. And one of my roommates came in and said, "Hey, man, you moving out?" I'm like, yeah, man. Due to my introvertedness, my control issues, and all the other things that are wrong with me, and my scheduling, blah, 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 I think I should leave. It just fits me better and all those different things. And because I said that, he looks at me and goes, "Oh." He's like, "No, man, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. It's your life. You gotta do what's best for you, blah, blah, blah."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Literally
That's
was just like,
damn.
No big deal. If I'd have been like, yeah, man, because you're always up, moving shit around, doing a bunch of bullshit like this, stinking, blah, blah, blah. That's all on you. He'd have been like,
wait, hold up.
excuse me? And it would have been in a fight. Right before I tried to do a podcast, it would have been in a fight. But I said, nah, man, because of my stuff. It was right before Reed came. It was one of Reed's episodes. Now I remember. Yeah, so I just took responsibility, which it was my responsibility. It's my shit, man. It was on me. He's like, bruh, no problem, man. You gotta do what you gotta do, man. I get that 100%.
That was awesome on both of your guys' parts.
Yeah.
That worked out good.
That's what you hope for. So now I want to. Okay, this is the good part. I also have written down here the victim complex versus the victim mentality, and the victim complex is a mindset that develops through life and is triggered mainly through childhood conditioning. People who suffer from the victim complex perpetually see themselves as the victim of other people or circumstances. This warped self-perception leads to the desire to gain affection and attention from people while simultaneously avoiding self-responsibility and blame. Now, you sit there and you go, okay, well, what the fuck's the difference? The difference is this. Mentality is short-term. It's a common issue. We've all dealt with it at some point. Basically, just not taking responsibility. How many times do we all not take responsibility? It happens all the time. You not getting somewhere, right? Oh, it's late. Oh, traffic. Blah, blah, blah. Couldn't you have left 5 minutes earlier? Victim mentality. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this stupid little, I didn't know she's going to have this essay question on there. Couldn't you have studied a little bit harder and you would have guessed that? Victim mentality. You know, happens all the time. Victim complex, on the other hand, is long-term, and it's a deeply rooted behavioral pattern that changes someone's whole outlook on life. So the difference is short-term and long-term. Just like we said, how many people do we know that have victim mentality? Everybody. How many people do we know that has victim complex?
That's
Several. I know several.
From like a childhood.
Yeah,
until now.
they've been doing it forever. Not saying a parent rooted it into them. They have been doing it for so long that that's literally natural to think that way, man.
Yeah.
Everything.
That's true.
The reason they lost the game is because of them. The reason the guy killed him on Fortnite is because somebody else. The reason this and that, man. This, that, and the third. Everybody else's fault.
How do you like point that out to someone? At that point, it has to go to like maybe therapy or counseling. You think a friend really can't point that out?
All right, well, let's get to the bottom 4 here.
I don't understand how that works. I don't know.
If you're trying to help somebody with either of these, do not get sucked into their feelings. Victims are unconsciously seeking attention and validation. So if you're going to call it out to them, you call it out to them and don't get it up to them. It's not your fault. It's not their fault. It's your fault. And leave it at that. It is your fault. And then whatever they do, they're trying to sit there and be like, they are trying to get those feel-good friends we talked about before.
I was going to say, if you have a big fucking heart, this is that little segment is for you.
It's going to be tough.
Stop breaking pieces of your heart off and giving it away.
Stop being that feel-good friend and be a true friend and be like, no, man, it is on you. It is your fault you did that, buddy. Muscle up, toughen up, and get back to work. God damn it.
Be that quote-unquote asshole and come correct.
Asshole. Grow up. Help them make it their problem. Don't let them blame others. Going back to it.
Yep.
It's your problem. You
figure
freaking
it out.
did it.
Figure it out.
Post it on Facebook. Figure it out. Leave it at that. And, that's one I love too. Agree wholeheartedly. If the victim is saying how terrible their life is at a moment, agree with them.
What?
Life is truly awful. And how horrendous it is for them. This tactic can cause the victim to maybe change their tune, saying,
reverse psychology?
Yeah, reverse psychology. Oh, well, I guess life isn't that bad. I like that. Because if you are that
That's happened, though.
What I'm trying to say is, if you're trying to ease your way into this, to being that asshole, you're the big-hearted person, start with that. Just be like, hey, man. Yeah, he is a meanie. It is his fault. And just go over the top and just make it seem ridiculous how much you agree with them and how much you feel with them. And maybe if they're really catching on, they're like, well, it's not that bad. I mean, it really isn't that bad. You know what I'm saying? Just like you're saying, the person yells at you and says, you have a weird beard. You go, oh my God, I got the weirdest beard. I'm over here looking like I got goddamn pubes on my chin. I'm looking like I'm a straight dick chin. I'm looking like a motherfucking Jesus with the sprayed on tan. I go to Elmer's Glue and I get sprayed on my chin and they just rub the pubes all over. I go straight over to the zoo farm and cut the pubes off their dick and I come on and throw it on my own face. People go, hey man.
They're probably gonna stop and look at you like, what'd you say?
Hold the fuck up, man. Damn, it ain't that bad. Your beard doesn't look that weird, man. I was just trying to crack a joke. Boom. You won. So, reverse psychology. And do not give advice. They do not want to solve their problems. They want to continue to blame the world because giving them advice would undermine their sense of being victimized. And you know what you're doing? You're wasting your breath. Do not give advice.
When you're playing the victim, I feel like anyone, me, you, other people, anyone playing the victim card, they know exactly what they're doing. And that brings it back to, now I got to bring up the terminology because I forgot, the long term, so the complex. Even that, I still feel like they know what they're doing wrong.
Damn straight.
When they're playing the victim card.
I agree with you.
It's just, I feel like it's just kind of like a little high for them. They get that attention, but it's not in the long run that good attention. So then they just kind of like lose that high, and so they keep playing that, and then it just eventually becomes the norm, hence the complex.
A little high. I like that.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's just when you get the bad attention versus good attention, and you have to like overly try for that attention, but in a negative way, you're not going to get a satisfying feeling that you want or you're hoping or you're dreaming about.
You're hoping to get, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a little tidbit.
Nobody cares about your problems, so man, you're never gonna get it. You can sit there and over again. And trust me, if they do, if you think you're getting something out of them, it's because they don't really care. They're saying something to you to shut you up. You're annoying. So they're just like, oh yeah, yep, you're right. We get back to the game here. We get back to this. You're annoying. So stop playing that.
Yeah, and if you have a big heart, stop. Like we were saying, stop giving it to people, and especially people like that. Fool me once, fool me twice, fool me. And it sucks because at some point you eventually learn that, hey, I got to stop giving my time to these people that aren't going to change their ways or change their thinking. And you just kind of like get to a point where you don't give everyone a shot anymore. You don't give them that 1, 2, 3. It's just, oh, they're doing this. I don't like it. Get out of my life. And that's kind of where I'm at too. It's just, if you're going to sit there and dwell on like all the bad things going on in your life and you're not going to make a change, I don't want to hear it. Because I'm trying to make a change, and it's tough. And there are days where I may play the victim card or I may do those things. So it's like, on top of me trying to fix my issue, now I have to try to fix your issue? Fuck no.
Yeah,
it's hard enough to fix mine. So, yeah. Bye.
There's another episode I'm going to have. It's called on the locus of control. If you don't know what the locus of control is, it's a line. And on one side of the line, there is the internal. And on the other side of the line, there's the external. And the external is blaming everything else for anything that happens to do with you. Or not even bad. Just saying everything that happens to you has to do with external forces and you have nothing to do with it. Even good stuff. And on the other side, it's internal. Everything that happens to you, you are responsible for. Whether it's bad or good. Yep. Going back to that, man, remember you and I said it, we talked about it before. My dad says this quote about our generation, and the Gen Zs, the generation lower. They were told to get a job, not to do a job. They think it's enough just to be there. Just like we were talking about it. I talked about, 10.50 in Panera. They think it's enough just to run food. They're told to get a job, not to do a job.
Yep.
They think literally it's enough just to be there. Hey, man, I showed up. Pay me my money. I'm here. And then they want something else than expect. They want to get off early. They want to get longer breaks. They want to get quicker raises. And they've done nothing to show for it. But they think just because of the sense of entitlement and this victim, and then if the sense of entitlement is what contributes to this victim mentality, because the sense of entitlement is so strong that once they don't get what they think they believe they deserve, right, then that victim mentality sets in.
Yep.
So they go, all right, I'm gonna get this job, get $10.50 an hour. I'm gonna run my food like the job description says, even though there are so many different tasks they can do. They work for 6 months, they get no raise. They believe they should have moved up to 12 within 3 months. Now they start deteriorating their life and everyone else around them. They just start blaming a bunch of bullshit because they're victims and they didn't get where they wanted to be because
right,
their sense of entitlement and let them, change the way they were thinking.
Yeah, and I mean, shit, if you're sitting there and you're so hell-bent on, damn, it's been 4 months, I should have got a raise a month ago. I still haven't got a raise. It's either, well, I guess I'll keep grinding, I'll give it a couple more months, then reevaluate how I feel, or, well, I'm just going to go find a different job, then that's going to pay me what I want. Figure it out. Make the fucking change. Only you can.
And again, before you would go there, go to your boss and say, hey, I think I should have had a raise by now. What haven't I done to prove to you that I am worthy of a raise?
That's putting you and that person on the spotlight. So
boom.
Yeah.
And then you let that person know that you feel your time is worth more than what you're getting now. So their eyes and ears are looking out for that now because you made them aware of it. Okay, X believes they're worth this. I'm gonna keep looking out. I'm gonna keep looking out. And then guess what? You went to them and said, and then honestly, then guess what? If something goes by another month where you don't feel like you've got it, but you took all their advice that they said and you still haven't got anything, bro, you go, hey, I'm out. Yeah. There ain't nothing wrong with you saying there, man. If they have a problem with you there, or they won't allow you to use them as a reference, or you don't want to use them as a reference, they were just assholes about it afterwards, then screw them, man. That is their fault. Then they're wrong. And at the end of the day, you can be like, you can say you were a victim at that point. Like, that's bullshit that they didn't do this, and I did everything they said I should do. I went to them a few times, asked them what I should do, did that thing to the best of my ability, had them checked on me, and still didn't give me no raise. That's on them. And you move on. You put your head up high. You say thank you. and you move on. And they don't even allow you to use them as a reference. So you'd be like, man, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's it. That's ronculous, and I'm moving to my next life.
Shout, Girl Scout.
Take the bigger route, be the bigger man every single time.
Even though it's tough, just know within yourself you're doing the right thing.
Just know you're doing the right thing. Self-pity is spiritual suicide. It is an indefensible self-mutilation of the soul. Spiritual
suicide. I like that. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
See, going back to the sense of entitlement turning into victim mentality. They have the sense of entitlement. They feel like they deserve a raise by month 4, and they don't get it month 4 through month 5 to month 4 to 6, 5 and 6. Their job satisfaction goes down, their job production goes down because they're starting to literally, what's the word? Suicide, mutilation. Suicide. They start to suffer because of the way their mindset is starting to evolve to. Because every day they walk in that job, screw this job.
They already have a bad mindset. Yes, they're already playing the victim.
I should have been paid $12 an hour a few weeks ago. This is bullshit. Now, every time you come in there, you are literally killing your satisfaction and your production.
And
every
potentially
single time.
The coworkers around you.
And yes, I was into that too. And it's leaking into everyone else's around you. You're bringing the production of everyone, yourself and everyone else around you down because you had a sense of entitlement that you should have got somewhere by some sort of certain time. That time passed now, and you're not to where you think you should have been. And now you're adapting this victim mentality that is literally poisoning you and everyone else around you.
Yeah, even if someone could be the happiest, most outgoing, positive-minded person, you could have a shitty attitude and you can still bring them down, but more than likely they're not going to show it to the surface. But internally, they're going to be like, God, I wish this guy would stop bitching. I wish this person would just stop bitching. Like, I'm trying to have a good day. And it's making it tough, and I just don't want to be around them right now, but I'm not going to let it affect me. But it still does a little bit to everyone around you. So it's just like, even if you're having a bad day, just be quiet. Keep to yourself.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. And I like how you said that because I would say the same thing. God damn it. I wish this guy would shut up. When can we do that?
But Marsh is just going to keep to himself. Be like, well, I hope you have a good day. The rest of your day.
But can we really be that tough and just be like, you know what? Whatever. I hope you have a good day, man. Hope you have a good day. Or when does it get to be so much? And
you just snap.
And when do I have... No, not that I want to snap, because we don't want to snap. When can we get to it before we snap and help everyone else around us and look at that person and be like, hey, shut the fuck up.
but a little nicer.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Well, exactly. How can you do it nicer? And when can you just do it? Be like, hey, man, come on.
Well, you could just be like, well, you could just probably pull the person aside, talk to them maybe one-on-one, try that, instead of like embarrassing them in front of other people, and just be like, hey, man, like I know that lately things haven't been going your way. You're not extremely happy with where you're at. But if you can't make a change within yourself, you should just try to find something else or a different job to go do, because you're really making it tough for everyone else here in the work environment. Try to keep it at that, but make sure you pull them aside.
I like how you said pull them aside. In this month's book, November's book of the month, if you didn't listen to the first part of this podcast, go back to the first part of the podcast, because every single first podcast of the month, we have the book of the month now. And I gave a recommendation on the book that I think you should read this month. And this month was The Power of Positive Leadership. And he talked about that. He said, praise in public, but criticize in private.
Yep.
He's like, around the entire team, around all the coworkers, tell them what they're doing good. Look at them in the eyes and gloat about them. Tell them blah, blah, blah. When it's time to criticize them,
pull them aside.
Productively, pull them aside in private and be like, hey, this is what you're not doing right. This is where you should improve, blah, blah, blah. You never criticize someone in public.
Yeah,
it never goes anywhere well.
Even if someone's like Macho Man, Randy, all big.
My man, Randy Savage.
All egoed up and everything. They're not going to be those people especially aren't going to want to be called on like in public or in front of other people. So it's just like, just pull them aside and then do that. And if that doesn't change, I don't know, maybe go to your employer, maybe try that, or then just. Or you could throw like a small little jab, or not even a jab, but like throw like a small little tidbit or helpful information in front of other people when other people are around. So maybe that'll like really open their eyes to it, because maybe they didn't get it when you pulled them aside. There's many different ways to do it.
There you go. I like that. Start with pulling them aside, being personable, and ask them in person really what's just going on. See if, cut the shit, see what's going on.
Yep.
And if they don't get it, then maybe around your buddies, do something that would maybe click and maybe be embarrassing, but in a very funny way, humorous way. Use humor to abuse, and then use humor to abuse, and then And or do that one as number 2, or do this one as number 2, or it's number 3, vice versa, whatever 2 you want. But make sure you pull them aside first. Or just go to your boss and be like, hey, X is really dragging us down. X is being a bag. But I don't want you to fire them. I don't want this to be anything on their record. I just really think they're going through a tough time. I pulled them aside. I don't think they really got it. But hey, boss, maybe if you did, I really think they would. Yeah. Could you do that for me?
Because everyone looks at the boss and they're just like, oh my God, it's the boss. Let's praise him. So it might hit home harder for them.
I think there's this new thing I'm doing called the Book of the Month. Going back to the Book of the Month of Power of Positive Leadership. If you pulled your boss aside and said, hey, I already pulled X aside and tried to help them out. I said XYZ and he didn't get it. Could you maybe pull them aside? Because it's really bringing the team down. But don't punish him at all. I really think he's just struggling. Blah blah blah. Guess what you just look like in the boss's eyes? The leader of that entire team. You were the boss's second man. The right hand man getting things in charge when he's not around. Look what you just did for yourself by doing other things for others, man.
You just kind of killed 2 birds with 1 stone when you did that, because like you just helped yourself out in the boss's eyes, and potentially you just. Maybe it would fix that person's outlook, and then they'll start being positive. Boom. And then the workflow increases. Everything increases, Because when the mindset is positive, I feel like, obviously, work's going to be a lot better. It's going to go smoother. That means the boss is going to make more money.
Damn straight.
So.
Yeah, for real, man.
Just saying.
The book says, too, in there a lot, The Power of Positive Leadership by John Gordon, November's book recommendation of the month, says that you rise by lifting others. We talked about this before, and you win by helping others win.
Right.
So if you want that person to be, dude, guess what? We're thinking shallow. Maybe by you pulling that person aside and then having the boss pull that person aside, now that person has a better life. When he punches out, whatever you said to him, whenever the boss said to him, really clicked, and now he's having a better relationship at home. He's having a better relationship at class.
That's true.
He's having a better relationship out in the community. You maybe help that person's life by trying to raise him up, by raising everyone else up. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, sometimes, again, going back to being kind and compassionate, understand there's a lot of things going on. Everyone's got their own demons and dark closets.
We're all fighting our own battle.
We're all fighting battles.
It's the little things, Every little bit helps.
This prefrontal cortex and all of this amazing consciousness the humans have, that is literally what makes us human. You could not think about human without consciousness. But yet it's also our most negative aspect, because it gives us all of those demons to fight. All these overthinking we have, that's all conscious.
Yep.
Conscious reality. All these different little fights we're going through and all these demons that we all hold, they're all a part of the conscious life. The deer doesn't have that. The rat doesn't have that. They don't. You know what I'm saying? They just do their life. And
it's the will to survive.
They're just straight, all the reptiles, they're straight up reptilian brain. They're straight up on survival. They don't think about all this bullshit.
No.
So the greatest things in life are also some of the most negative things in life. But yes, so we all fight our own demons. We're all fighting our own battles. So be kind and be compassionate. Victims declare, the world is responsible for me, and never do anything to better their quality of life.
True.
Absolutely.
No, and it's just like I don't know, like when I read that, it's tough for me, because I have that heart, or it's built in me, where I just want to walk up to that person and have a conversation with them. And I want to help them have a better outlook on life, and just be like, oh, really, what's wrong? But there's like this new side of me. I'm just like, nah, I'm not even gonna go waste my time on that. Like it says in the notes here, I'm not gonna waste my time on that, because you know what? It's not my battle to fight. But in the same sense, it's like, maybe you can help someone change their life, flip their life around. Where's that happy medium?
But it's not your battle to fight to when it takes too much out of you.
Yeah.
If you haven't done it ever, if you've never reached out to that person, maybe it is still your battle to fight, because maybe you haven't done enough to help them out, to help everyone else around you. Maybe you haven't walked up to them and be like, hey man, you're being negative and it's affecting all these other coworkers. Can we maybe do something to work on it? And then, because it's also affecting you.
Yeah.
But if you haven't tried enough to where it's now detrimental to you and draining you, then I believe it's still your fight to fight. And that's the thing, same thing we say about friends. I think the best friend in the world is the best friends in the world are the ones who give you everything until they should stop giving you anything.
Yeah, because they're real.
Yeah, and not because they haven't. Not because they think you're not worth it or whatever. I had a quote that said it before. You're not giving up on them because, You believe it's time to stop. You've given up on them because subjectively and through their actions, they've told you it's time to stop. Give up on them. But until then, I believe it's still your fight to fight and help them out as much as you can.
Absolutely.
Until it becomes too much on you, man.
Yeah, until you're just like, okay, I've tried everything, every angle, every outlook on the situation. There's nothing else I can do. It's time to move on.
Boom.
Yeah, I mean, you can even
stop thinking about it, move on.
Yeah, even if you want to, like, do you let them know? That's the thing. Do you just say, hey, man, like, I really have tried my best to help you out here.
I really think that depends on this relationship you have with them. If it's just a coworker, you just move on. You don't say it anymore.
But if it's a close friend.
It's your best friend. It's a really close friend. You'd be like, hey, man.
Right.
You're going to get emotional with this, too. You're going to be like, hey, man, I want to let you know I love you.
Yeah.
God damn it, I love you. And I love all these different things. And I've been fighting forever to get you back to who you used to be. Not because I want you to be, not because I don't want you to grow. It's because I've seriously been seeing you deteriorate. And I know you've seen this from me. I've tried to help you out and tried to help you grow and tried to help you move on.
Yeah.
But now, buddy,
it's affecting my life.
It's weighing on me.
Absolutely.
It's taking my energy away. And I know you may not be able to admit it or talk about it now, but I know you love me too. And I know that you may not agree with this yet, but you will in the future. I have to stop and move on, bud.
Yeah.
If you get better, and when you do,
I'm here.
I love you, man. I really, really, really do. But until then, I don't want to sound mean or petty or anything like that, but I can't be around you no more, man. You're taking away from me. You're taking away from my gas tank and not adding to it.
Yeah, and I feel like people that play the victim card or whatever, they're not going to want to hear that.
No, they won't.
They're going to take that shit so hard, and they're going to maybe shoot you back a snarky remark or something in that aspect. But with it, that's when we brought up earlier, within yourself, you need to know that you literally just did everything you could and you handled it the most proper way. And maybe down the road, if they come back to you, they're going to say, hey, look, man, I appreciate what you did. Life's been going really good for me. This has been going on. Thank you so much. You helped my life turn around.
Let's go back to what we talked about before we stepped on air here, back when we were talking about off air. If that situation comes and arises to you, it's a breakup. Rip that Band-Aid off.
Yep.
Do not make a long breakup.
Don't draw it out.
Every time you would, if you draw it out and you're trying to end it with them, you know it's dragging you down. Every time you go there and then you leave, you know what I'm saying? But you didn't give them the energy that they expected, but you didn't straight up tell them, hey man, I'm not giving you the energy because you're mean to me or you're dragging out of me. You're literally just slowly ripping the Band-Aid every time.
Yeah.
And we know how much it sucks when a Band-Aid is slowly ripped off us.
Should we do it right now?
But if you went there that first time, that second time, and you knew this was dragging on you, they were taken away from your gas tank without ever adding to it. You just rip that Band-Aid off. You tell them exactly what we just said before. Hey man, I'm done. I can't do this no more. I love you so much, man. I wish the best for you. I hope you get better. When you do, please hit me up. And this isn't like cancer or anything. This is straight up. It's a straight up, cancer of the mindset. It's not, what I'm saying. It's nothing.
Spiritual suicide.
It's everything you can control. I'm not giving up on you because you uncontrollable things. These are all internal things that you can control. So I'm stepping away until you release your spiritual suicide and you awake again and start growing and moving forward. But until then, I don't want anything,
So say you send this message to this person, the super nice kind, look, you're bringing me down, blah, 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 that too. And what if they're like, hey man, I'm sorry I've been doing that. I'll change, blah, blah, blah. Do you give them that chance? Or at that point, you already pretty much put your 2 weeks in, let's per se. At that point, you already threw it out there. So do you just like, man,
I don't know, man. That really, that's a good question. That kind of goes down to like, how many times have you done it? Have you hinted hard at it, and they know it's been coming for a while, and even have you told them before actually? If you should have told them before that you're ready to be done, and they keep doing that because fine, give them one more chance. What is one more chance gonna harm you to do? 2 weeks later they screw you over again. Wow, you just lost 2 weeks. Then you say I'm done, and they try to do it again. Nope, you fooled me once. Yeah. Shame on you. You will not fool me again.
Yep, just rip the Band-Aid off and just kind of like, I don't want to say leave them on red, but you just said your piece. You said it respectfully. Move on.
Yep. And this one's kind of good here. Baseless victimhood is usually the last stage before outright aggression. Kind of like what you were saying about when you rip that Band-Aid off right away, they may blow up and be rude, be whatever, all these different things.
Oh yeah, because people love playing the victim card for sure.
Because they've been blaming for so long, and then once they blame for so long, that's why riots happen. That's why all those that's why those legitimate movements of aggression and physical acts happen, because people have blamed for so long that the next thing for them to do is stop using their words to blame. It's using their fists and their swords and their guns to do something.
And that actually brings up like a really good topic. So say you took the high road to that. More times than not, people like they like to play the victim card so they can have everyone on their side. And so then they can all sit there and they all play the victim. It's like a group victimized thing going on. And then they just all sit there and bash you about it, even though you just took the high road out of the whole situation and you're doing what's best. And a lot of people struggle with that too, when they're like, oh, now everyone hates me because I just did this and this was my choice. And that one person's playing the victim card. Now they have all these other people playing the victim card, talking bad about me. And it's like, you just have to take the high road. Move on.
Take the high road over and over again, man. I know it may suck sometimes in the moment to play the high road, but at the end of the day, you will sleep better, you will have a better life, and you will always win by taking the high road.
And people
see
that stuff.
Yeah, and people will see that, dude.
Yep.
You know what? You know one thing I thought about
back
for a while. That's kind of cleaned up my act. I remember the last time you came over, I'll tell you I was having a drinking problem again, and being lazy and blah blah. You know what's really cleaned up my act?
What's up?
Was not restoring faith or anything, but just saying to myself, someone's watching. Someone is always watching. Always.
Always got eyes on you.
I'm not gonna brag or anything. Just whenever it happens all the time, like I do a lot more in Panera than a lot of those people do it down. I'm a delivery driver. The delivery driver's one and only job is to actually deliver food. So the people I talk about and make fun of that are supposed to run food out to people, they have more jobs to do, literally in their job description. But as a delivery driver, my one and only job is to keep my car clean, keep the PSCO station clean, and then deliver food to my customers in a timely and fashionably manner, right?
Yep.
I do so many more other things around me, and I wear a different shirt so I kind of stick out. People know that I'm not actually what I'm supposed to be doing. And many, many times, my manager comes and, hey, just a compliment about you. I'm like, oh yeah? He's like, yeah, that couple's been here for a few hours. They say you're doing a really good job, all these different things. Never once I even really see that couple. Never thought about them. But because I kept doing my stuff, hour after hour, just doing it because I enjoy to do it and I feel like it's the right thing to do, they raise their hand, pull a manager aside, and say, what that guy is doing is good shit. One of these days, no matter, you can take this equivalent to life. You continue to do above and beyond and take the high road in life. One of those days, that couple sitting aside is to be someone who has an opportunity for you. You're like, hey, buddy.
Absolutely.
We have this. We have XY. We have opportunity XYZ for you.
Here it is.
We see what you're doing.
I see potential.
Usually take this. I was just cleaning my food at Panera. What the hell? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Dude, I've heard about stories like that all the time.
You know the Flo from Progressive?
Mm-hmm.
She was actually a waitress. And a guy saw how charismatic and cool she was, and that's how she got that job with Progressive.
No way.
I'm dead serious.
I see.
That's what I'm saying,
I
dude.
believe it.
All eyes on you. Like today, I was just chilling, doing my job, and I just like, God, I feel like someone's watching me. I look up, and there's just a little boy watching us out his window, and I wave to him, and he waves back, but yeah, just someone's always watching you, man.
Somebody's always watching.
Absolutely.
You never know what's going on, man. Ladies and gentlemen, we're coming to the end of our episode here, and I would like to sit across this table at our new podcasting studio. I love it.
Very nice place, man.
Yeah, thank you, man. Really appreciate it. I really like it, man. I like the wood. The wood kind of gives a little bit of texture here. Makes it look official, man. Everyone watching on YouTube, I hope you like it.
The posters too.
They look nice. I don't really need the sound buffer, honestly. You know, it doesn't echo here at all.
On the wall.
Well, you think about it, it's so residential. There's carpet, there's bed, there's no echo, you know, so there's not going to be any echo, so I'm good there.
And downstairs, too, that helps.
But thank you guys for tuning in and listening to this episode of The Victim Mentality. And thank you guys. Not thank you guys. I want you guys and me to thank Dawson for coming in here last minute. I literally just texted him today. This is Wednesday the 6th, and tomorrow, Thursday the 7th, when we're releasing this. This is the earliest I've ever recorded and released.
I was going to say, you got your work cut out for you.
Yeah, man. It's nothing. I'm just going to share it to iTunes. And then I'm going to post and everything's all good. But yeah, thank you for coming here in such short notice. I'm glad I moved it over here to you because now it can be a lot easier for you coming over, man. It'd be great.
Oh, yeah, you're not far at all.
Oh, yeah, Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings. That'd be so nice, dude. Maybe even have another podcast in the works. I can't talk about it yet, but ladies and gentlemen, there might be another podcast in the works.
Okay.
A Monday morning podcast to set your week off, right?
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Dawson, for coming here in such short notice.
Yeah, man, thanks for having me.
Talking about victim mentality.
It was a tough, but it was a good topic.
It was a good topic, man.
I did my best, but...
Yeah. I'm not going to be a victim here and talk about how my body is not where I want it to be because I'm going to get up and I'm going to go pump some iron. What do you say, man? So we go work out?
Chest day?
It's
On
only
the new bench?
It's only 6:14. I said we go work out, man.
Dude, that bench is nice. You're going to like it.
Let's go work out.
All right. Sounds good to me.
Yeah. All right. And thank you guys for tuning in once again. And remember, if you really enjoy this podcast, the best way to help me out is leaving a review, a 5-star review on any of the podcasting platforms you guys are listening to this on: Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Overcast. And if you're watching this on YouTube, give me a like and subscribe for future content.
Turn on notifications.
Turn on notifications so you guys get reminded for every time I post. Just remember, every Monday I do post a clip from 3 episodes ago, just trying to keep that episode relevant. But yeah, I just post about a 3, 4, 5 minute clip about one of the episodes, and it's one of the best clips in the video that I have, so you guys can watch those every Monday too. So yeah, click notifications so you guys are notified for that. And once again, yeah, leave me a review, and that'll help me out. It'll help me out more than you guys will ever know. And again, thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of Happy Campers, episode 18, and talking about victim mentality. Again, thank you guys so much, and until next time, take care, guys.